Good evening. I'm T. Michael Rambo, your host for tonight's FCCT virtual gala at the Center. Our program will begin in 15 minutes. We are so grateful for the incredible efforts of our tireless volunteers and the gracious generosity of our donors. Without you and your unrelenting support, FCCT's mission would simply be a mountain too high to climb. Joining us now to share why she has been a day one FCCT donor, please welcome pediatric radiologist, Dr. Kelly Dietz.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kelly Dietz, and I have been an FCCT donor since its inception. I was fortunate enough to spend time at KCMC back in 2010 while the idea of a cancer care center in Moshi was still coming to fruition. I was there during my last year of residency training as I was getting ready to pursue my career in pediatric radiology and had the wonderful opportunity to work with Dr. Diefenthal. Getting cancer care to that area of the country was absolutely a necessity and wouldn't have been possible without FCCT. There are several patients from my time there that I think of. One, a little boy that we were performing an ultrasound on for an enlarging abdomen. He turned out to have a very common type of pediatric kidney cancer. In my work in Minnesota, I would know the next person to call to guide his care and direct him and his family through that tough road ahead. But at that time, there was no one within 500 kilometers in Tanzania that would be able to do that. How amazing that we are here just 10 years later, and there is now a cancer center with trained staff to help all the patients and families that find themselves needing that help.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce our fundraising host, Kurt Johnson. We have 5 fantastic premier auction items that Kurt will tell us all about, and I'll be here to let you know the current bids on each of them. Welcome, Kurt.
Hey, Team Michael. What a great night, huh?
Oh, it's a great night. It's great to see you.
It's good to see you, too. We have some great items to talk about here right now, folks, and 5 of them, and we're going to start off with the Tanzanite.
Sounds good.
This is a fantastic, it's a 0.8 carat. Let me tell you, no auction with Tanzanian items would be complete without Tanzanite. I mean, and no jewelry collection is complete without it either. Now, its naturally formed Tanzanite is rare and found only in the hills in northern Tanzania, near Arusha and Mount Kilimanjaro. This limited source makes Tanzanite at least 1,000 times more rare than diamonds. Think about that, folks. Tanzanite is the quintessential symbol of Tanzania. It has been attributed with qualities of good luck and is associated with celebrations of new life and new beginnings. And it is the official December birthstone. I didn't even know that. This beautiful 0.8 carat Tanzanite gemstone, it is accompanied with a $250 gift certificate from our friends at RF Moeller to use towards creating a setting unique to your personal preference, a necklace or ring or whatever. Don't miss this opportunity to acquire this particularly stunning and unique gemstone. And I want to say, hey, thank you to Mike and Nan Nelson for their generous donation. Where's it at, Michael?
Well, thank you, Mike and Nan. It looks like right now we're at $1,100.
Whoa!
Come on now.
I'm liking that.
I'm liking it too.
Keep bidding. You got till 9 o'clock tonight, folks. But now, let's go on to the next one. The Boundary Waters.
Oh.
The beautiful Boundary Waters, a national gem. We have all wanted to get away in COVID, right? So this is the ultimate Minnesota getaway. A 7-night escape to the peace and quiet of this family cabin on beautiful Lake Mitchell, right on the edge of the Boundary Waters, up near Ely, Minnesota. Now, Lake Mitchell borders the BWCA. It has 2/3 of its shoreline protected and undeveloped. Tall, stately white pines and an elevated setting enhance spectacular westerly lake view. This quiet lake offers great fishing, as well as water sports and activities. Now, this spacious cabin, which you can see right here, winter, summer, fall, is absolutely a great place for relaxing and an adventurous week up north. The 2-level house has 4 queen bedrooms, 2 baths, and 2 fireplaces, 1 burning and 1 gas if you don't want to monkey around. Maximum of 8 people. Think about 4 couples splitting up the cost on this. It has a full kitchen, a heated floor, screened-in porch, overlooking the lake, a fire pit, picnic tables, and a grill. And if you need to take those calls, there is cell phone service up there. And if you're just up there with you and you'd have a question, don't worry. The cabin owned by Gene Morrison is part of a group of cabins associated with Northern Air Lodge, where managers are able to assist you if needed. The lodge has many extras too. It's got a sauna, it's got Wi-Fi in there. The cabin is available for agreed upon week, 7 nights during the dates listed in the description, mainly fall and the winter. So please be sure to check those out. Generously donated by Gene Morrison. Michael.
Gene, thank you so very much. And we're looking at that Boundary Water Vacation, $2,200.
That's all?
Come on now, it's a great start though.
Folks, divide that by 4. Get away with 4 couples.
I think you're right.
Man, get in on that. Now, let's go on from the Boundary Waters. Hey, San Francisco,
Hey!
Here we come. All right. This, man, it's calling you. I mean, you will feel right at home in this wonderful inner Richmond San Francisco condominium. Now, it's the upper unit of a 2-story condominium with three bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, can accommodate up to 6 persons for a 7-night stay, a whole week. I mean, get your friends, get your family, meet there's people you haven't seen in a while. This is San Francisco living at its finest. It's just 1 block from Presidio, which has parks, hiking, jogging, trails, golf, driving range. It's 2 blocks from Clement Street. And I'll tell you what, that means easy walk to fine dining, grocery stores, nightlife. Plus, on a Sunday, do not miss their amazing farmers market. And just 7 blocks from Golden Gate Park. I mean, this modern but charming flat can sleep 6 comfortably and comes with a crib. There you go. fully furnished industrial kitchen. It has a lovely sitting room that is bright and sunny and comfortable and ready for entertaining. And if you just want to kind of veg for a couple of days and, wear your sweatpants, go back, you've got a lounging den. It has TV, movie, HBO Go, Showtime, you got Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, all that is included. And then for those early risers like me, there's a bonus cozy back patio for coffee, tea, to watch the sunrise. Now, the availability is during the summer of 2021 with specific dates as agreed upon by the owner and the bidder. Generously donated by Richard and Lynn Volbel. Where are we at, T. Michael, with that?
Well, Richard and Lynn, thank you so very much. Our current bid for San Francisco, $2,000.
2,000, there we go.
Say, woo! 12,000.
But still 2,000.
2,000.
That's still a deal.
It could go to 12,000, though.
Yes, it could.
That's right.
But I still think we can get there, folks. That's for up to, was it 6 people? Get in on that one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Hey, Pelican Lake, Brainerd Lakes area for 6 guests and 3 nights. 100 feet of sandy beach, shallow water near the shore on a large, quiet lake with little boat traffic and spectacular sunsets. The lake has a sand bottom, clear water, great for swimming and water sports. And this isn't a cabin. It's a 3,000 square foot 2-level home. It has additional loft, includes a great room with a vaulted ceiling and large windows overlooking the lake, a deck, kitchen, laundry, 2 bedrooms with an ensuite baths on the upper level, and the lower level walkout has 3 additional bedrooms, bath, kitchenette, sitting area. You don't have to be with the people upstairs if you don't like. The Brainerd Lake area is Minnesota's summer playground, and this cabin is right in the heart of it. It's available for 3-night stay, either during the week or the weekend. I do midweek myself. Now, you have to work out the arrangements with the owners. Maximum of 6 people, no smoking, and no pets allowed. It's available through June, through September of 2021. Now, they have a few dates that are already booked in there, so make sure you check it out specifically in the descriptions. You're going to have a great time with this. And it was generously donated by the Flynn family. T. Michael, where are we at?
Well, the Flynn family, thank you so much for your generosity. Our current bid right now is $1,550. That's 1550.
Well, we're getting these updates. Literally, they're coming in right now, folks. This is right up to date. So get in on that. Now, barbecue time, folks.
Woo!
Outdoor barbecue.
I'm a Texan. I love me some barbecue.
Woohoo! Yeah. Okay. Now, you're going to get a scrumptious outdoor banquet. It's for up to 20 guests. We are available. T. Michael and I, if you're down to 18, give us a call. We'll join you in a COVID-safe, weather-friendly outdoor setting on a private home with a park-like backyard. This is not your ordinary barbecue, folks. It's a 4-course meal prepared by the Hell Creek Cookers. I want to meet those folks. Will consist of seasonal appetizers, slow-cooked meats such as beef, lamb, go for the lamb, side dishes, and gourmet dessert. Custom wine pairings will be available. Now, folks, it's available to relax and enjoyable this outdoor experience specifically on these dates, July 31st or in August, the 7th, the 14th, and the 21st. It'll be from 4 to 8 p.m. You pick one of those dates, work with the host. The winning bidder, you are just absolutely going to love this. The event will be hosted in grand style by the Hell Creek Cookers and Tony and Mary Cook. Where are we at on that one?
Well, we can't thank Tony and Mary enough because right now it's going up as we speak to $1,850.
Whoa, keep bidding. Keep bidding.
Oh, wow, this has been great. Kurt, thank you. Thank you so very much. Our program will begin momentarily. And thank you so much for joining us this evening and for staying with us as our program will begin at 7:30.
at the Center with your host, T. Michael Rambo, is live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
If you need us, call us, no matter where you are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby.
Just call our name, we'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry,
'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep us from getting to you, baby. Today is the day, hope is all we see. You know you can always count on FCCT now.
and from this day to our vow, we'll be there when you need us some way, somehow.
'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep us from lifting you up, babe. Good evening, and welcome to FCCT Live at the Center, where tonight we open our minds and open our hearts on behalf of all those battling cancer in the Northern Health Zone of Tanzania. Tonight, we continue in our quest to provide a fully realized radiation center at KCMC, because there is no mountain so high that we cannot climb it together.
Love is alive, way down in our hearts, although we are miles apart.
And when you need a helping hand, we'll be there on the double just as fast as we can. 'Cause you know that there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep us from getting to you, babe. Once again, good evening. I'm your host, T. Michael Rambo, and this amazing woman is my dear, dear friend, Molly Sue McDonald. Thank you so very much for being here today, Molly.
Any day I get to sing with you, Michael, is a far better day.
The feeling is mutual. Now, Molly Sue is a longtime Twin Cities singer, actor, and musician, but that is only a part of her story. And she's agreed to join me a little later to share why the FCCT mission is close to her heart. See you later, Molly. Okay. But to kick things off in proper At the Center style, please welcome my first guest, here from FCCT, Hazel Reinhardt and Tom Flynn. Welcome, Hazel. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here tonight.
Great to be here.
Now, as you know, the focus on At the Center is to highlight and illuminate the efforts of FCCT to help provide cancer care, from diagnosis to treatment, and also palliative care, to the people of northern Tanzania. So, Tom, what can you share with us in terms of accomplishments that have occurred thus far on the journey?
Well, T. Michael, since 2013, when FCCT was formed, I think amazing things really have happened. Partnering with KCMC and with the support of our very generous donors, we've been able to see the creation of a cancer clinic, an infusion center, and most recently, just last year, an inpatient ward exclusively for cancer patients. And beyond that, there are programs in patient education and screening and awareness, and there's a palliative care program that's been expanding to provide services to patients in the hospital and at home.
Now, Hazel, what specific ways have these accomplishments proven to be of value to the people of northern Tanzania?
Well, T. Michael, I think the most important thing is that we went from a situation in which there was no treatment capacity at all to having treatment capacity and diagnostic capacity with the clinic and the infusion center and now the inpatient ward. And I'd underscore the inpatient ward because it is providing cancer-specific care and making it possible for us to treat children with leukemia. We have instituted screening programs, so much has been accomplished. Much has been accomplished. And with that comes hope. And for some people, cure.
Absolutely. Now, this question is a two-part question. I'll start with you, Hazel. Now, why are you so passionate about FCCT's mission? And in a nod to our show, what keeps you, your personal passion, if you will, at the center of the work that you do?
Perhaps it started with having been involved with nonprofit organizations in Tanzania some 10, 15 years before FCCT. And in that time, I developed a love for the country and its people. A more personal reason, my husband died from cancer, and I see this sort of as a tribute, this work as a tribute to him. I have friends who tell me that I am drawn to challenges.
I've spent 37 years practicing medical oncology, and during that time I've seen tremendous advances in cancer care, thankfully, and new treatments, better treatments, things that are the result of scientific advances that hadn't even been thought about when I started out in the field. And then I learned about Tanzania and what a tremendous need there was there, and how there were so many people who had no care, had no access to cancer treatment. The other thing that always comes to mind for me is our daughter had a rare cancer diagnosed a few years ago that required complicated surgery, reconstruction, and radiation treatment. And I think about how horrible it would have been for her had there not been cancer care available to her. I like to think about a statement that goes something like, hope and dignity are not commodities reserved for the global elite. They are fundamental human rights deserved by all. I really believe that, and that drives my passion, and that is at the center of what I do.
Tom, your passion and your commitment, we appreciate them greatly. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Hazel. Thank you both. As you just heard, things at the Cancer Care Center are moving forward and changing lives. Here to tell you more about it are incredible partners at KCMC.
Hello and welcome to KCMC Cancer Care Center. We are very committed and proud of the excellent cancer services that we offer to all our patients, be they here in the clinic or in remote locations. In this video, we would like to share with you some of the highlights of what we've been up to, but also share with you some of the great plans we have for the future. But first, let's hear from our Executive Director.
I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of KCMC management and the board and the people of Tanzania to thank the people of America for this generous support. They've supported us in a big way, and what we see people are benefiting is because of them. Since the establishment of this cancer center, we've been able to see 27,000 visits for people with cancer and 3,261 new patients.
One of the greatest challenges that we continue to face is the absence of a comprehensive radiotherapy center, for which we are looking into establishing a whole new radiotherapy unit at KCMC Cancer Care Center.
And just now, our Dr. Esther from Pediatric Oncology came back from her specialization training from South Africa, which is very exciting, particularly now with our new inpatient ward. We are the first time now in the position to treat acute leukemia in kids, and we don't need to transfer them to Dar es Salaam, all the 600 kilometers.
We currently have 3 patients who are actually doing very well. We have also managed to get more oncology patients from different hospitals who are currently now aware that we have an pediatric oncology care at KCMC.
Another area we are looking into is investing in research and building on the strong relationships that we have forged with our partners across the globe.
For now, we've been partnering with the Oxford University from the UK, Department of Hematology, and the Muhimbili National Hospital in Dar es Salaam, and St. Mary's Hospital at Cho, which is located in Uganda. And together as a group, we are looking at diagnosis of lymphomas among children and adults from 3 years to 30 years. We get to assist them in terms of making advanced diagnostics using molecular techniques and immunohistochemistries. And most probably all these patients will not have benefited because they are coming from families with limited means, and the study kinds of make sure that they get the best possible treatments available out there.
Tunafurahi pia kwa vile wagonjwa wetu wanaturudishia taarifa kwamba wanapata huduma bora katika mazingira bora, na pia tunafurahi kwa sababu tunao madaktari ambao wanatoa huduma nzuri kwa wakati.
So there you have it. I really hope that you got to enjoy this video, and I hope that you got to witness the passion and commitment we have towards patient care at KCMC Cancer Care Center. We are very grateful for the wonderful partnership we have with FCCT. The help and support we have from the organization is critical to our continued success. As you can see, it is literally saving lives. Together with my team of doctors, nurses, and specialists, we would like to say thank you, FCCT.
And speaking of putting your heart in it, it gives me great pleasure to welcome our next guest to At the Center. For more than 30 years, he has dedicated his life to bringing healthcare to Arusha, Tanzania. When it comes to providing healthcare in Tanzania, Dr. Mark Jacobson is at the center of it all. Welcome, Dr. Jacobson.
Well, thank you, T. Michael, and it's a great pleasure to be with you today.
So, Doctor, why is the mission of FCCT so vital, and, well, what does it mean to you personally?
Cancer as a disease and a problem has just exploded in Tanzania over the last decade or so. So our clinical practices have changed dramatically from mostly infectious diseases now into chronic diseases that are causing problems as the population is aging. And for me personally, it makes a difference in two particular ways. One is that my friends and colleagues who are now suffering from cancer have an opportunity to have it cared for and even to be cured in our new center. And secondly, these are times when we can be proud that through FCCT and our work in Tanzania, we have helped to develop a team of experts in the field of oncology. And also personally, it feels very good. It feels very right that we are involved in a partnership to develop a team of experts in Tanzania, made up of Tanzanians, who are providing this care to their own people.
That's beautiful. That partnership, that care, compassion, and concern are so vital. You know, we've seen the benefits that diagnosis, treatment, and palliative care have had on the people of northern Tanzania. What specifically does a completed, fully functioning radiation center at KCMC mean for the northern region?
Boy, in a single word, it's access. Up until recently, people in the northern parts of Tanzania, if they found out they had cancer, their only option for being treated was to travel 500 miles to the capital city at the time in Dar es Salaam, in a big city where they were unfamiliar with anybody or the system. It was almost the same as telling them, you need to go to London for your treatment. Now they can receive that care in the area of northern Tanzania where they're living, and it makes it much more accessible to them and much more likely that they'll be treated earlier in their disease when we can have a greater likelihood of success.
Well, that success is so important, and having the access you referred to earlier seems to be a through line through it all. You know, now based on decades of experience building and helping through healthcare services and other hospital work that you've done there in Tanzania, just how difficult is it actually to bring these things into fruition?
In my decades of service in Tanzania, it's taken us literally decades to produce and develop some of the hospital services that we're providing, to do the background training of staff and specialists that's required. And FCCT in this partnership with Tanzanians has really been able to accomplish much of that in well under a decade, and is moving forward so
wonderfully well that it's exciting to see.
Well, it's wonderful work that you're doing, and we're really so very happy that you've been here with us. Doctor, I can't thank you enough for being here and for the inspirational work that you do on behalf of those in need.
It's a pleasure and a blessing for me to be with you today and to share this story because it just feels right.
Indeed it does. So simple and yet so true. It just feels right. And it feels as if right now is the perfect time to welcome our fundraising host for the evening, Mr. Kurt Johnson. Hello, Kurt.
Hey, thank you, T. Michael. And thank you, Doctor. Tonight we begin the journey to fund and create a radiation center at KCMC. This is a big dream with even bigger impact in northern Tanzania. Radiation therapy is a critical component of cancer treatment. Without radiation, it would be like our patients trying to sit on a two-legged stool. Radiation is the third leg of the stool. Currently, radiation therapy is severely lacking in most of Tanzania. Even more for the people we serve in and around Moshi. Currently, if one of our patients needs radiation, they would have just, frankly, 2 places to go. Both of these radiation centers are over 340 miles away. That is a 10-hour trip on a hot and overcrowded bus. You heard it earlier. It has been said you might as well ask our patients to travel to London because these radiation centers are that far away. But let's just pretend. If they could afford the trip, and if they could survive the trip, they risk finding either location with the radiation equipment not working. They will also need to join the end of a long line of patients waiting ahead of them. Then, if they can actually get treatment, it is not one and done. Treatment is typically 5 times per week for 4 weeks. Now, add to this the burden of finding a place to live during this treatment. Bottom line is, no one really goes for radiation treatment from our area. It just doesn't happen. The barriers for seeking out this treatment are simply too enormous. And this is a fact that just struck me so hard. That cervical cancer is more prevalent in women in Tanzania than in the United States. Cervical cancer is the #1 cause of cancer deaths among women in Tanzania. Radiation is an essential component of treatment for this cancer. It's essential. Without it, nothing. And please remember that not only is radiation used in many other treatment protocols, it is also a critical component of palliative care for many forms of cancer. Friends, we need to fund this center. Radiation therapy is the most expensive infrastructure for any comprehensive cancer center anywhere in the world. This is not unique to our problem. But it is the next crucial step that we must take. And we know that this is an expensive next step and not one we can solve quickly. It's going to take some time. We need to raise money. To make this happen, we have to raise money. And trust me, we are doing everything we can. We're exploring, researching, and asking for funding from multiple sources. We're looking into grants, corporate funding, support from the Tanzanian government, and anywhere else that we can find it. But we must start somewhere to raise our portion of costs for this center. We're asking you to help us start our fundraising. We need you. We need you to seed the money to start the center of hope. So please, think about this. And a week or so ago, we got some news that really was beyond our expectations. Friends of FCCT, Brenda and Warren McGuire, they heard about this center. They called, they talked about it, they want to know what's going on. And they understand how critical this is. They also understand that we need to get started. The longest journey starts with one step. Well, they helped with a huge step. The McGuires have committed $50,000 to this project. Let's give them a round of applause. I hope you're clapping at home. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But get this. This is a great board. They heard about this, they started talking about it, and when they were like, oh my God, this is an amazing, generous gift, they got together. They were so excited. They matched it dollar for an additional $50,000. Let's give all those board members. Now, how cool would it be if you out there could help us triple that initial match? Let's do another $50,000 tonight. I mean, it's a step. It's part of the journey. It's not going to get us there completely, but what an amazing process that would be to start it right now. And more powerful, this literally came in today. So it's late breaking news, but it literally came in today. We learned that the Minnesota Society of Clinical Oncology Board of Directors and its members are donating $10,000 to FCCT. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, MSCO. Now, these are big gifts. Can you help us? Can we count on all of you watching to reach into your pockets to help us reach that $50,000 match? I mean, tripling it, man. I mean, it's easy to donate. It's real easy. Just text FCCT to 56651. 56651. It's up there on the screen. We'll have it up there in a second. Or you can go online to the website at tanzaniacancercare.org and give there. Now, there are all kinds of levels that you can get. You can get at the $10,000 level, the $50,000 level, $5,000 if you want, drop a zero off there. You can do $2,500, you can do $1,000, $500, $250, $100. You can make up an amount, we don't care. Just donate something. Help us to seed this out. And I tell you what, they have the screen in front of me here virtually. I want to thank Stefan Bonner. We have Mary and Christian Schrock. We have Tom Glennon, Julie Hurley, Wayne Tellickson, Cheryl Huber, Rupa Shah, Bill and Josie Axis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've got Christy Dooley coming in, Mark Jacobson. These people, we're at over 16, almost 17,000 right now. Susan Hawken, Jane Tuttle. The names are rolling in. We'll be back to you in a few seconds, but we're almost at 18,000. Come on, let's get another one. Now, all right, let's go. Back to you, T. Michael.
Thank you, Kurt. And as promised, my dear friend Molly Sue McDonald has returned guitar in hand. And as we take a moment to share the gift of music with you, please consider sharing a gift with the remarkable people of northern Tanzania. Enjoy. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas to ease your pain. Well, tonight we see, and our hearts, they know that the morning light will brighten our way. But if we close our eyes, we will miss sunrise, and that would break my heart in two. We are with you now. Let us show you how. Just lay your hope-filled hand in mine. Let the bond forge strong, like the way right or wrong. Together answers to the questions we can find. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the sea to ease your pain. Molly Sue, singing with you, as Dr. Jacobson said, it just feels right. But I know there was a time in your life where things didn't feel right, where your path was forever altered, and where each moment became more precious than the last. Can you walk us through what happened?
Yes, well, in my early 30s, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease, which is a disease of the lymph system and the blood. And I went through 9 months of chemotherapy and 3 months of radiation the first time. And I was well for about a year and a half, and then it recurred and came back. And I was then prepared for a bone marrow transplant. And it was an autologous bone marrow transplant where they take the marrow from your own body and give it back to you. And it's quite a miraculous procedure, and thank goodness it worked.
We're very happy that it did too. Based on your personal experience, which included access to readily available forms of treatment, can you help us imagine what it would be like to face a cancer diagnosis and yet not have access to life-saving treatments?
No, I really cannot. I had everything that I needed there from the moment I was diagnosed. I had doctors and the facilities and my nurses and everything that I need. And I can't imagine going through the fear and anxiety that one has when you receive a diagnosis like that and not knowing where you're going to go or where you're going to end up. That was one of the things that was the biggest relief to me was to know that I was in good hands and that I had a place to go to be treated.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Molly Sue, for reminding us that we share because we dare to care.
Well, thank you, Michael, for having me join you here at the center.
Consider it an open invitation.
Okay.
Speaking of invites, earlier today, hungry for firsthand knowledge, I invited some of the staff at KCMC in Tanzania and from Dar es Salaam to join me for a little intercontinental breakfast. Here's how it all played out. Let us get right to the buffet. This is going to be exciting. How excited are you to see that a fully functioning radiation center at KCMC is a real possibility? That it's not just a wishful thinking kind of thing, but it's going to really happen.
I'm very, very excited. Certainly a radiotherapy center, radiation therapy is very important for the treatment of cancer. As we know, more than 50% of patients diagnosed will need radiotherapy at some point in time during their treatment. And this percentage is even more in this area, in low and middle income country like Tanzania, where patients come with advanced diseases.
Having cancer is not the end of life. Having cancer is just more or less, it's a journey of life. It's a challenge, but it's something which can actually be catered for. It's something which can actually be tackled. And there's always a chance of life after cancer. And that is something which actually kind of brings hope.
Yeah, it actually gave me a great joy and hope that our upcoming cancer care center is advancing, and that in future we hope that our patient won't be referred to the National Cancer Institute. And seeing all this is actually, it was a dream which was dreamt by a lot of Tanzanians, that everything can be done at the northern Tanzania in treating cancer patients. So it's actually an achievement seeing and being part of it, to see how much we are advancing, and I have a hope that we're gonna be the best cancer center in the northern Tanzania.
How vital is FCCT and their mission to KCMC and the people of northern Tanzania?
I think it's very important because, you see, literally FCCTs are the pioneers of the cancer center. And the conception of the idea, the construction of the center, the running of the center, and you can see the support which has been there since December 2016 cannot be overemphasized. So I think their role, their devotion to the cause is second to none. And we think and we hope and we pray that the same spirit will be there for the next 100 years to come.
I have seen the way FCCT have really improved cancer care in Tanzania, and especially for the children. So I was there right from the beginning when they came in, and by then we didn't have proper wards. We didn't have treatment, so a lot of things were not organized. But now we have a special ward for them, and we have a very good planned treatment, and we also see the brightness and the happiness in the children that we are treating. So thank you so much, FCCT, for changing the lives of Tanzanian children.
All right, Dr. Mwakipunda and Dr. Mbaga, how did you choose oncology and hematology as your specialty?
It developed when I was a volunteer at the cancer unit after completing my 1-year internship, and working together with Dr. Kura, Dr. Oliver, and other staff members, whereby they had widely different experiences, and so I developed this passion in oncology. And such the experiences, it brought much advantage over my passion when looking to fill an open opposition in the practice. I was working to heal our patients, to address their suffering and pains of facing death. And now I have years to inspire hope, provide help, and bond with the patient in our cancer center.
After finishing my internship as well at KCMC, I got a chance to join Cancer Care Center. And during medical school, I had very little exposure on cancer management and also in terms of diagnosis. But joining the team, it gave me a chance to explore more, and I really got a exposure, especially on hematology, working with Dr. Oliver and Dr. Mkwizu, especially in the lab, reviewing the blood smear. It really moved me, and I said it's time now to join the force to continue changing patients' lives.
Doctors, why would you want to stay in Tanzania after your training, and what makes the Cancer Care Center at KCMC attractive to you?
Why should I remain at KCMC in particular is because I wouldn't achieve this professional success without passing through the CCC team, seeing their teamwork and encouraging me. That was the greatest thing I've ever achieved during my CCC stay. And moreover, through CCC is where I got my sponsorship. So I'm actually joyful and as well to be very unkind not to return this great act that they have done to me.
The future is very bright and exciting, and we can achieve all this through the help. And it's not only about changing patients' life, but also even I would say my life I've changed. I've also got the chance to continue for further study. This is like, I would say it's another miracle for me. So I would say I will still continue to remain at CCC because it's a home for me and we can do more.
Wow, I learned so much this morning. And we also know that KCMC stands for Kilimanjaro Christian Medical Center. After hearing from these doctors and what they have said from the heart, it could just as well stand for knowledgeable care and monumental compassion, above and beyond every day. There's also a group of people true to the FCCT cause who go above and beyond every day in a different way. Our longtime donors, for whom giving is at the center of who they are. Joining me now at the center are two founding members of FCCT, Dr. Katie Dusenberry and Dr. Randy Hurley, and pro bono attorney for FCCT, Jennifer Forbes. Thank you for taking time from your busy schedules to be here. Being a longtime legacy FCC donor, it begs a simple question. What's at the center of the heart of your passion that finds you so giving, so generously, of your time and your treasure?
Good question.
Thank you.
I first went to Africa about 12 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and I met a woman, kind of as an aside, she told me she had cancer and wondered what she should do. And I learned that she had no place to go. She had a cancer that I cure routinely here in my practice at the University of Minnesota, and she didn't have money to take a bus to the only cancer center in the whole country. She didn't have a place to stay once she would get there. There was a month-long waiting list, so it might miss the window of opportunity for her to be cured. And it was so horrifying to me that here was this country where there really weren't any resources, that I have ever since been involved in I helped found it, and I've been involved in FCCT because I'm guilty of the fact that here in Minnesota and in the United States, there's a cancer center at every corner. And I just can't live knowing that there's a country where there's nothing. It's been wonderful seeing how people can really do so much little by little, and we're almost to the point where we're going to have a radiation therapy center. So it's been very rewarding.
You know, I think it starts with great need. You know, just like Katie, I too have met people in Tanzania, the wife of a friend of mine in Tanzania, who actually died of Hodgkin's disease, a very treatable cancer in the United States. And you think about children in Tanzania who essentially, because of where they were born in Tanzania rather than the United States, die of curable childhood illnesses. And so it's not like there's not great need here in the United States, because there is. But this isn't an either-or thing. It's kind of an and in both. We can support people in Tanzania, but also support people in the United States.
Well, thank you for making it clear that yes and as such an important part of the conversation. Thank you for that. Now, Jennifer, you find yourself as a pro bono attorney at the Center of FCC Legal Affairs. What compels you to do what you do for people a half of a world away?
You know, I lost my mother to pancreatic cancer when I was 34. So I know what it is to suffer that loss. And at that time, pancreatic cancer, really, there wasn't any treatment. She died within 6 weeks of her diagnosis. Then in 2009, I was diagnosed myself with endometrial cancer, which is completely curable in this country, no question. And they caught it early, and I was very grateful for that. In 2015, I was diagnosed with very early stage lymphoma. And, you know, that again was very curable in this country. And then 2 years ago, my sister died of glioblastoma, which is not curable in this country if you catch it, you know, other than very, very early stage. So I have had the experience of grieving the loss of people close to me to cancer. And I felt the fear that anyone has when they are diagnosed with cancer. And I'm grateful that in this country, you know, we have the treatments to treat the types of cancers that I had. And the reality is, if I had been in Tanzania, I likely would not have survived or even known that I had either of those cancers until it was too late. This project has been a complete godsend to me because it's been able to help me overcome the grief that I've had and the losses that I've had while doing something that I think is important to help others.
We're so very deeply saddened for your losses, but we're so grateful to you and for the work that you continue to do and that commitment. It means so very much. Dr. Dusenberry, with the completion of the Cancer Center as the proverbial pot of gold at the end of the KCMC rainbow, how important are individual donations to FCCT in order to make that a reality?
Well, a cancer center needs a radiation therapy department. It's like the third leg of the stool. There's surgery, there's medical oncology. Radiation is very important. More than half of cancer patients get radiation. So it isn't a cancer center until we get that third part. And I'm a believer. We started out with nothing, and we built an infusion center, and people are getting chemotherapy. We built an inpatient ward, and patients are being isolated when they have low counts, and they're getting good inpatient care. The next thing that they need is a radiation therapy center. It was little by little, lots of donations. That's the way we're going to have to do it for the radiation center too. It's a bigger hill to climb, but if you don't start, you don't get there.
Well, one thing's for sure, ain't no mountain high enough to keep us from doing that, huh?
That's how I feel about it.
I have to agree with you. Thank you, all of you, for your enduring commitment to FCCT and to making accessible cancer care treatment a reality for the people of northern Tanzania. We are so fortunate to have you in our corner. And as we turn the corner and head for the home stretch, I want to toss it to Kurt Johnson to give us the latest donation and auction item updates. Kurt?
Thank you, T. Michael. Folks, we are on the home stretch. I want to give you an update. I'm looking down here at our lists. Thank you for the staff for jumping in and writing in. The Tanzanite, if you're not looking at the ClickBid site, it's at $1,100. The BWCA 7-day getaway, that's at $2,200. San Francisco 7 days, $2,000. Pelican Lake in Brainerd's is at $1,550. And I must say, a very hotly contested item, the barbecue, we keep getting it updated, for 20 people is at $2,100. Think about that, 20 people, a 4-course meal, all the amazing food, and it's just over $100 a person for a night out with food and wine. I mean, get on that, all right? So bid, and check out all the other items too. I'm currently bidding on one item on the auction. I got a piece of art there that I'm bidding on, so I won't tell you which one it is, but there's some great artwork. It's the warthog, don't tell anybody. You've got jewelry, you've got framed items, you've got statues, carvings, some great items to support right here by buying them tonight. And I want to thank all of the people on the Fund the Need. It has just been rolling in at all levels. We need you to help us match that. We have Jeffrey Payne, Phyllis Skinner, we've got Chris, we have anonymous people are coming in. We totally take the anonymous. James Detmar, thank you. We are over $22,000 so far. So please, you have till 9 o'clock tonight to bid. So please bid on those. Bid on the auction items, bid on the premier items, the smaller items, continue to give. So it goes on till 9 o'clock. Of course, text to bid. Don't forget how to do that. You text FCCT to 56651. You can go right on the click bid. That's where I made my donation tonight. It's the first item to click on. You can also go to the TanzaniaCancerCare.org. That's their website and give. We don't care how you give. And if you want to mail us a check, we'll take that. But the key is to give so we can bring hope. Thank you so very much, everybody. Remember, FCCT.56651, click bid, or TanzaniaCancerCare.org.
Thank you, Kurt. And to you at home, on behalf of our board of directors, the doctors and staff, and our incredibly generous donors, thank you for putting FCCT and its mission at the center of your world this evening. I'm thrilled to have back Molly Sue to help us wrap up this evening here at the center. 'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep us from getting to you, babe.
Ain't no way we could have accomplished all that we have without your generous spirit. Thank you.
Asante, asante, asante.
A little bit of giving goes a long way and makes a huge difference. That's what you did tonight, and that's amazing. Thank you.
We needed you, and you showed up. We can never thank you enough.
Together, we can climb this mountain, one day, $1, one life saved at a time.
People you will never meet have a really good chance to beat cancer. That's awesome. Thank you. Now,
thousands of miles from here, someone stands a chance against cancer because of you. On behalf of them, thank you.
Thanks for stepping up, chipping in, and being at the center of the solution. We are so grateful.
Because you give, people live. What a lovely thing that is. Thank you.
We cannot begin to adequately thank you for your generous nature. We can only nurture it.
Thank you for taking time to join us in this fight, to give others a fighting chance against cancer. We can do this.
Your generosity radiates hope for so many people. Thank you for making a difference.